Speaking of marks who need to shut the fuck up, AEW Double or Nothing, the marquee event of the year. It's the equivalent to WrestleMania for AEW. I'm Excalibur here with the human suplex machine, Ed, a most disinterested Jim Ross.
Man, it was great to hear from JR, bro.
Yeah, dude, but he buried this event throughout the event. He kept saying, like, I'm going to point some of them out because I fucking popped because they were hilarious. Hairline, how do you feel about going into this Double or Nothing? Were you excited for this? Were you intrigued? Were you interested?
It's none of the above.
Okay, and then your experience. Is this about to be a good review? Is this about to be
Um, I'm trying to think of going over the card in my notes here quick. Did I like anything?
okay,
Oh,
okay. So that says enough right there.
oh,
So let's start off with the
hold
pre-show.
on, there might be something.
Okay, okay.
Oh, well, yeah, I like that claim.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So let's start off with the pre-show. I don't know if Hairline caught it. I watched the pre-show. I wrote, this is the most WWE kickoff shit I've ever seen in my life. It was like Renee and Big Show and fucking RJ City.
Moxley, good.
Yeah, and Stokely Hathaway, and they're doing like this whole WWE kickoff show thing. Like that's what they do. Tony stopped riddling these with just match after match. So they did have one match though. The Hardys and Hook versus the Guns and Ethan Page. I wrote, this match went on so long, like forever. It wasn't bad necessarily, but it just did not need to be this long whatsoever. And the crowd was pretty hot for it, but it's the first match of the night. And it's the Hardys. Now, this match going long is going to come into play a little later on. This match went on for like literally, Hairline, I want to say like 20 to 30 minutes long, of the fucking Hardys and Hook versus Ethan Page and the Guns. It was like, come on, man.
Man,
Go ahead.
like that's they. So like the Hardys fucked themselves out of some Legends contracts to open up an AEW show.
I think they just want freedom to like not be babysat,
Yeah, I
maybe
think
have
they.
a drinky poo, do what they want, own their own shit. Like Matt
I
wants to
think
be
they,
able to do the brother Nero shit and the fucking broken shit without being told how and what to do. But I think Tony still tells him how and what to do with his little
I
speed,
think
his little
they
pep.
just want to do drugs.
Owen Hart Memorial Tournament announced with Martha Hart and Tony Khan and Renee Paquette and the belts for this year and the trophies or whatever. I don't know. Martha was awkward. Tony was super awkward. It feels very now. I'm Canadian, so we hold the Hart family in the highest of prestige. Owen, one of the goats. Martha, I'm not mad at her for being mad at WWF for what they did, putting him up on that fucking wire and shit. But at the same time, this feels very like Ultimate Warrior and his wife,
Yeah,
the WWE kind of thing. It's just like, it feels so. There's something there that I can't put my finger on that's going on that we're not inept to as fans. But either way, let's get into the show. So, a bunch of entrances during the kickoff. All the entrances for the participants in the 21-man battle royal, they all came out. So then the pay-per-view kicks off.
that's awful, bro.
There's a bunch of entrants around the ring for the 21-man battle royal. I wrote, I'm praying Cassidy loses this match, but no, he won't. I'm looking at all the poor souls who have to lose. LOL. I wrote, they did the entrances first with everyone standing around the ring so that Commander could do his one spot that would normally get him eliminated from a battle royal. that's that's the first thing, okay? Because he did the spot where he runs on the rope and jumps on 40 guys. So they had everyone start on the outside so that he could just do that spot basically, and they didn't have to say he's eliminated. Yep. That's how I felt.
That is what happened. All right, Tony. Okay, so you guys are gonna still stand out here, and Commander's gonna run out the rope. But since he can't get eliminated yet, we have to have everyone outside the ring. And it will look really good. It will be really great. Yeah.
Yeah, because the match doesn't start. It'll be great. The match doesn't start if his feet don't touch the inside of the ring. Yeah, it'll be great. Isn't that like what Mil Mascaras did? No, it'll be great.
Yeah, for sure. No, it'll be great. How often do you think they hear that? No. Followed by it'll be great.
Yeah, dude. So
and listen, here's the thing. if you don't agree with him that it will be great, he'll just ghost you. My God, dude, if I worked at AEW, dude, I would be constantly just telling him how great everything was, just so I could keep my job.
Jericho, bro. It's all. uh, hey, I don't know. Anyways,
Hey, that was
yeah,
real great today.
yeah. It was great.
I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
God,
So,
holy shit, this match.
yeah. So I wrote the lucha spot was good. If there wasn't so much else going on, like where
Yeah,
Bandito
the
had him
Lucas
up in
spot.
the suplex and all the luchas were fighting all the guys off, I was like, that was cool. I wrote, um, I wrote Big Bill's awesome, and the crowd fucking pops for this guy. So I'm glad he got that push to the final there with the final four. But my whole thing was like, okay, Starks throws out Jay White, then Big Bill throws out Starks. That's what you think of both Jay White and Starks? You know, like Jesus, bro, this is what Jay White signed up for.
Dude, it's garbage, bro. And
It's
like
just
you
like,
said,
wow, man, you couldn't have had Jay White in the international title. Three of the four finalists are fucking American for the international title, and you have one of the Ring of Honor tag champs in there with Penta. Like, he's not going to win the thing. We barely see him on fucking AEW TV anymore. Like, he's not winning the belts. Like, come on. It's just so bad. It's like, okay, Swerve, maybe Jay White, Big Bill, and fucking why is Orange even still in the match? You know what would have been awesome? Throw Orange out when there's like 10 guys left and everyone's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? But the finish was good. Strickland is just like oozing charisma, man. This guy just needs to not like he just I don't know like how I don't know, man. Why he's just with Brian Cage. It just is like, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm already gonna start getting mad, and I don't want to. So I just wrote Tony Khan signed White because Triple H wanted him. That's the only
right.
reason Khan signed him.
Yep.
He's not even in the final four in a huge international superstar. We've gone over this before. A New Zealand guy in America who's a star in Japan, who's also wrestled in Mexico. Yeah, let's not give him a shot at the international belt. What the fuck are we doing?
Right.
Big Bill's awesome. I love Swerve too, but like Keith Lee could have got him out or something. Like how are you fumbling Keith Lee? He's like this big imposing figure. Everyone sees him and pops.
Boring.
God damn, it's just WWE was doing good shit with him. What the fuck? I mean, before the Bearcat shit, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna be the Bearcat. Yeah,
Oh,
that's good shit.
there it is.
So I wrote
No.
Orange did the HBK skin the cat spot terribly and phonily and cheesily. And I wrote then just epic back and forth moves. Like I'll put those over with Orange obviously going to be the winner. I wrote the finish was funny too, how he just kicked his hand. But like I want Miro to just squash this guy already.
Bro, it was funny.
Yeah,
I
I
wrote
wrote it
I
was good. Like I went, that's a clever one. But if everything,
yeah,
it's like you just wasted that great finish
oh,
on this bullshit match, you know? So like just think of
oh,
it that way. Like separate the finish from the match. I went, yo, that was a good finish. Like, oh, he's all beat up. And then he kicks the hand. You don't like it, okay? But then but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I wrote, I just want Miro to like come in and squash Orange Cassidy in like 2 minutes. Like, I'm
he
getting so
should
tired of this.
that. Dude, for real. But it's not gonna be that because he's friends with the fucking Cucamonga kid, so he's fine.
Okay, give me your thoughts on this whole overall match, your notes on it.
So here's the thing: is you basically said everything I said and hit on everything I hit, and I'm just gonna hit on the few things you didn't hit on here. This is a
Please.
huge extreme waste of fucking gold dust. I want to say one of the fucking.
Just thinking, like, you think he's gonna go back to? He wanted out of WWE so bad. He probably wants back. Do you think?
I don't know, man. He kind of really puts this crap over. He tweeted about how Orange Cassidy's like one of the greatest wrestlers ever, dude. And it's just all like, okay, bud, yeah, clearly you're just trying to fucking job security because
Yeah, I
you
think
know
what it is a lot of these guys, dude, I don't like to say money mark, but can we deny this anymore? Is this really even a debate?
no. It
Okay,
was a
so
waste of fucking gold dust, man. A waste of fucking Jay White. Big Bill, fucking he's big. He's freaking big. Okay. Yeah, but that man, that
And you can't
he's
teach
over. He's
that.
old. You're goddamn right. You can't teach that.
Bro, what if fucking Enzo came back and it was like Big Bill how he is now, and then Enzo like doing some more serious type shit like he's
But
doing in
you're acting like
MLW?
you're pretending Tony Khan knows what he's doing. I hate when you do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
I bro, I don't know, man. I can't stand Brian Cage, bro.
Why? Get my shit
Um,
in? You don't like getting your shit in, bro?
no,
We
he's
get
just
our
so
shit in all the time on this pod. What are you talking about?
yeah, but it's our podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he owned AEW, I'd be
Yeah, this is
okay.
the public's time and money, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude,
Uh,
and this ending was such crap, bro. Like
you didn't like
I
that? You didn't like that kick to the no?
oh, dude, I wrote in my notes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch another Orange Cassidy match ever again.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, you know?
Dude, because okay, here's the thing. I'm just sucked in, like, oh, they're up on this rope, and then it's all like any moment something could happen, and then it's just like, oh, go back to the unbelievable, stupid fucking crap. This is why I didn't watch AEW in the first place, dog.
Right. So up next, my notes. Oh my god. Up next,
No, man.
we have we have Adam Cole, baby, versus
Boom!
Jericho.
The
Judas
innovator of
in,
entrance,
Judas in my mind.
bro. This entrance.
Bro, if I'm a fucking baby face and Jericho comes out and he's a heel and he's caning my wife to death and all this shit, and the crowd's singing this guy's song, I'm turning heel live on television and fucking glomming this dude on his way to the ring and just fucking like for real. Like, what do we do? Where's wrestling psychology go anymore? These fucking marks, dude. It's just like we're not singing his song, okay? Fuck you guys. Like, you know, he's a heel
Dude,
guy.
the whole thing, man. Like all the guys flexing their shirt open all at the same time, and like, oh god, Jericho's family being ringside, but like, oh, god, dude, and like, it was like you just know Tony was like, all right, show Jericho's family quickly. Okay, there's Jericho's family. Excalibur, say something, acknowledge that they're there. That'll be great.
And I just received word from Tony Khan that this will be
Jericho,
a trios match with Chris Jericho's family.
pretty much though.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so getting into the actual swing, just my first note is they botched the Sabu stuff at the beginning. I wrote, but his dive through the table like made me
oh,
pop because it's fucking just. But he's so old. I'm like, it's crazy. But I just wrote they botched all this shit, and then I had.
oh,
Sorry, you go ahead on that because I jumped forward there. I didn't go move for move. Give me your notes.
I wrote such unorganized crap
Yeah.
slash Aubrey Edwards.
Oh. Oh.
God, poor Roddy, bro.
Okay,
I also wrote in my
take me through your notes up until the Britt Baker spot where Britt
oh,
Baker
I was
comes
just
down.
saying, fucking poor Roddy, man. You are a star. You don't deserve this. You are better than this, brother. God, bro. Okay, and then so like that extinguisher fucking spot that fucking Adam Cole took.
Yeah.
No, that would fuck you up, bro. Let
Oh
me
yeah,
tell you.
dude. Yeah, man.
He's
And then how about how it just turned into like a chain match out of nowhere? I just have so much to say, like just fundamentally, or let's go through the match and then I'll get into the psychoanalysis of it. So, anyways, Britt came out and then they had the crowd. The crowd was real actually popping for all that. But then I wrote they lost the crowd and went fucking way too fucking long, and the finish was flat as fuck. And it
yeah.
turned into a bull rope match out of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean? Like they're just dog collared to each other or whatever. What the fuck? Like, and then that happened with like the extra 10 minutes. Like, no, you just started a whole new match. Like, don't.
I know, man.
It's
Dude,
just like,
okay. So when they brought the chain out too, it was all like, okay, JR was like trying to really sell like these are steel chains and blah blah blah. And Taz was like, well, I don't know if they're steel. And it's like, no, god damn it, Taz. Don't you just understand JR is trying to work the fucking gimmick, bro? Like, shut up.
right.
God.
I just feel like the match already had gone too long at that point. To me, it was
Yeah.
already like, dude, you had them. Like, dude, hit your finisher after the Brit spot, and then you have the crowd. And we'll get into this in a minute because man, there's a fucking women's match on this card that got no fucking time. That should have got more time. And it's like you went 10 minutes too long in this Cold Jericho shit. Like, fucking finish it. Go home after the Brit spot. So they lost me. They lost the crowd. The end was flat as fuck. I wrote, there's too
Dumb
much.
ending.
I
The
wrote,
ending was
I
dumb.
wrote, why is there an enforcer to enforce the rules of an unsanctioned match? Why are they have entrance music? Why the fuck is there a referee counting a pin if it's unsanctioned? Why
Yeah,
did the
ref
ref
stop.
stop the match via
Ref,
TKO when it's an
ref
unsanctioned
stop.
match? You
Ref
stopped it.
stop.
Oh, wave it off. Ref stoppage in a fucking unsanctioned. We're not responsible for any injuries, but let me
Yeah,
stop him from getting injured further. Like this shit it just left such a sour fucking taste in my mouth. And I don't
yeah,
want to
man.
get into Aubrey Edwards. I don't even want to get into that.
No, man. You pretty much said everything I wanted to say, dude.
Yeah. Should we move
Other
along?
well, once again, Roddy, I feel bad for you, bro. It's crazy
And
you left NXT for this. I don't know who
another person I feel bad for, Mark
Ugh.
fucking Briscoe. No, I'm just kidding. But this was okay. But
No,
Mark
I
Briscoe,
know. Well, here's the thing: is I feel bad for Mark Briscoe, but I know he's getting paid really fat. So like,
yeah. And I'm glad the world's getting to see his fucking Southern genius, his Midwestern genius. You know,
yeah, maybe WWE might hire him based off this. Can only hope, right?
fingers crossed. So Mark, and this was some of the most WWE shit ever, ever. Old. This is some fucking Nitro shit right here, dude. Um, Mark Briscoe's the ref. Jarrett and Lethal versus FTR. Jim Ross was just burying the product the whole time, talking about how things didn't make sense. Talking about, oh no, sorry. And this is a note during the last match when JR said, "Is Sabu the ref?" He goes, "What's going on? Is Sabu the ref?" That's what he's like, what's going on here, you know? And I was just like, dude. So
Did they pull him off commentary or was he just done? I don't watch, so like why did
okay,
he
so
only
they never have him on Dynamite. They always have him on Rampage. Rampage is taped in the last hour of Dynamite, so they just use him for 1 hour instead of 3 hours or 2 hours. I think because of his age and stuff. And maybe they did pull him off, or maybe they just always had planned for Shivani to come in. I don't know, but
You're
I just
shitting on all of it, bro. It was great.
yeah, it's like he just shits on so much of it because like you can't help yourself, dude.
For sure. Well, yeah, I
And I
shit
love
on it.
Taz, but that's why he pisses me off on commentary because it's like I know he's not even doing his best shit because he knows it's just ridiculous, man. I know he does because Excalibur has to
But
go
that's
and
the thing.
Taz, what about this? And then Taz goes, oh yeah, that's crazy. And then he goes, and Taz, what about this? And then Taz goes, oh yeah, that's crazy too. Oh yeah, I've done that before. It's just like Excalibur going, and isn't this great, guys? Guys, isn't this an awesome thing? And they're all just like, yeah, it's great. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, it's awesome. Cha-ching. At the beginning of the match, Mark Briscoe checks the boots. He checks like
Yeah.
Jay Lethal's boots. He checks Jeff Jarrett's boots, and JR goes, oh, you don't see many referees do that anymore. They're just burying their refs. Why shouldn't he? Why shouldn't he though? Look, I'm sure those literal words I just said have been spoken too. I'm sure somebody said, stop burying the refs. And JR went, you're already doing that. So
right.
I wrote, this match was great, very WWE. I really thought they were going to put him on Lethal and Jarrett. They didn't. Good to see FTR's run continue. So basically, this schmoz happens with Karen Jarrett. Karen Jarrett gets involved in the match as you knew she would. It's crazy they got 4 fucking management standing on the outside of the ring.
It's a shit fest of people. It's a clusterfuck, not a shit fest. It's a clusterfuck of people outside of the ring.
Right, and it's like you have a giant. Like, do you need a giant and a fucking goofball and a fucking valet? Like, come on, man. It's just so
Yeah,
much.
no shit, right. Oh my God. We just
So
need the goo.
Karen Aubrey comes down to get involved, and then Karen hits her and gives her a guitar shot. Fucking Aubrey's wet dreams come true, getting to sell a fucking guitar shot on a pay-per-view. And yeah, Jeff Jarrett snaps on Mark Briscoe, slaps him around after all the schmoz. FTR Hit the
Yeah,
thing.
it was
I
very
wrote,
yeah.
thank fuck. This is over.
Oh man, I don't know. I liked elements of this, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
overall a fuck. I liked when JR called her a Jezebel. Oh, that Jezebel, Karen Jarrett.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this was the moment I was telling you about Excalibur when I was all like, "Wow, man, Mark Briscoe's really calling this straight down the middle," and then Excalibur goes, "And Mark Briscoe is calling this straight down the middle." It was like, ah,
What did you think of Aubrey Edwards taking the guitar shot? Do you think that was called for?
she's a fucking Mark. That's what I fucking think.
Like,
I'm
what does
glad.
that do other than Aubrey was like, oh, can I take a guitar shot? Like, who? Like, it's like
Why was
Chris
that?
Jericho. I have an idea. I have
Yeah,
an
what
idea.
did it have to do with anything?
Aubrey should take a guitar shot. It's like, who? Because
It was Jericho. Yeah,
yeah, because she could have just low blowed fucking Dax. Like they, especially if FTR is going over, she could have just
yeah.
done any number of heel things. Like she hasn't even guitar shotted anyone yet, let alone
What did she
just
have to do with the story?
randomly Aubrey in some ref schmas that they don't need.
Yeah,
Someone
what did she
pitched
have to
that
do
to
with the
Tony
story?
Khan, and he went, "This is great. Yeah, Aubrey, you'll go run down and take the guitar shot. You're done for the night." No. I gave you more time, Aubrey. I gave you more time. This is great. I don't know.
Aubrey, I gave you more time.
Yeah. You see, I've got you here with Adam Cole and Jericho. Then I've got you over here in this spot with Karen Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett. It's a little bit great.
Oh my god, man! I don't know. Like, okay, so I really like the double lethal injection.
Mm-hmm.
That was really sick on FTR when Lethal did the 2-man lethal injection. That was really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
there was a really huge pop for the Sanjay Dutt ejection. I bet you love that part, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully this crap's done, right? Like we're not gonna get another week of FTR versus the Jared, and I don't know, man. I just think the TNA stable, you know?
Yeah. I think what we see next is probably like Mark Briscoe will fight fucking Jarrett and Lethal, or we'll see like Briscoe and FTR take on Jarrett, Lethal, and fucking the Giant or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe this is all the end to it. Maybe Jared and Karen just break off and do their own thing. That's the most ideal to me, you know. But yeah. Up next we had Ricky Starks backstage. BC
Where
Gold
was
jump
Renee?
him again. FTR run them off. Oh right, so I just botched hard right there because clearly we're getting FTR versus Bullet Club Gold next. This is whatever, you know.
Man, hold on. And then FTR was all like, "Go get checked out," and I wrote down that was advice. No, not one AEW athlete is taken into consideration once.
Wait a minute though. Wait a minute. Has Luchasaurus ever told Jungle Boy to get checked out?
Well, yeah, and then Jungle Boy would for sure get checked out, but other than that, he would not get checked out.
So Wardlow versus Christian in a ladder match. Um,
Man,
man, oh my goodness.
yeah, but before that, we had Jericho and Paige.
Oh, so sorry. We had
Jericho was
Oh
throwing
right,
Frank.
no, hold on. We stepped on my comeback. We buried the fuck. Look, this is my notes. Ready? This happened last show too. Ready? Here's my notes. Wardlow versus Christian ladder match. But first, Jericho and Saraya are talking backstage.
Yeah,
So they're taking
yeah.
on Britt and Cole in a tag match. And I wrote, why not just Jericho and one of the women in his stable? Because they have two of them in it. And it's just
Do they?
like, well,
Jericho had.
Anna Jay and Ty Mello are both in the JAS.
I didn't know that.
So, hey, Anna Jay was on TV once this year, randomly in a hardcore match. She can't be involved in it's just like Tony letting Jericho, yeah, man, I have an idea. And then fucking Adam
But it's
Cole and
being
Britt
paid.
just do whatever they want, man. He's just marks for Adam Cole and Britt. It's crazy. So Wardlow and Christian, I wrote, I just don't want more of this. So, anyways, Christian makes his way down and has like a turtleneck outfit. It was hilarious. Luchasaurus just walks to the back and then leaves Christian, which I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
we had Gig. He had to go perform with Guar. So.
So I wrote this match. Okay, this is where I'll put it over. Christian's psychology and carrying Wardlow through this of like just evading and like being quick and just outsmarting him and like setting up little ladder traps and stuff. That was great. But Dude, I wrote this was clunky and this is shit Wardlow shouldn't be doing. Like, if you have Wardlow in a ladder match, he shouldn't be doing cruiserweight spots. As we saw, he almost snapped his fucking tibia in half doing a springboard. Like, you're 300 pounds, bro. You can't be springboarding onto a regular ladder. Marks in AEW, reinforce the ladder, have a gimmick ladder. If you're going to do something like that, what the fuck makes you think in a million years Wardlow could springboard and vault 300 plus pounds through the air, land on a ladder, and have him not almost break a leg? You fucking idiots, bro. And then they had him swanton off of like he's Jeff Hardy. I'm extreme. Like, fuck Wardlow now. Like, fuck you, dude. You're going to break your hips. You're a 400-pound man. You shouldn't be doing this shit. He does a fucking swanton after almost breaking his leg in half. Breaks through the table. They're going to severely hurt a fucking big guy with a bright future who's like a future world champion for them, a future world champion for WWE, that's for sure. And this motherfucker, right, they're fucking gonna ruin his career and life, dude. I thought this was Christian's way to win for sure, but no, I guess it's fucking gonna be Wardlow moving on with the belt. And I just really think this was such a bad, especially after what happened to Dante Martin. Why even take these risks, dude? And this is supposed to be their marquee event, their WrestleMania. Fuck me, man. Your thoughts?
Man, okay, so back to what you were saying about the ladder thing here, bro. Um, what pissed me off about that shit, bro, is the fucking the commentary, dude, was really driving home. This is a strong ladder. This is such a good, beefy, fucking ironclad ladder. And then fucking like a minute later, fucking Wardlow just like breaks it by jumping through it.
And like, did you see him like
then,
limping and shit, dude? He broke his fucking leg. Like,
yeah. He fucked himself up, bro.
And then after he hurts his leg, he does the swanton. Like he's fucking Jeff Hardy. Well, what is all that about?
Like he's extreme. God, dude, I don't know who approved this because, like, man, he's got Arn Anderson in his corner. So, like, how do you like Arn's not like I don't know, bro.
I think he is like, I don't know. And then Tony Khan just goes, no, it'll be great.
It'll be great.
Wardlow's like, yeah, I think it'll be great. Luchasaurus, what do you think? It'll be great. And Christian's like, look, bro, I already am reverse DDTing you off the ladder. I've done it 100 times. It looks great. Man, like maybe don't do this one. Maybe because you could see too when that happened, and then Christian like a vet powders out, but you could just see his face was like, oh fuck. Did he just break his leg?
Yeah.
This was just dumb.
Atrocious.
Up next, we had Storm versus Hayter. Storm basically squashes and beats Hayter like super quickly. And I don't know if this is the right move when you have the London show coming up, unless they do the rematch there. And I wrote, it's like you can't take 5 minutes off of the Jericho bullshit or the fucking triple threat on the pre-show. I mean, the trios match on the pre-show, or you couldn't have taken 5 minutes off of anything to let this match breathe and like to let the moves breathe and shit. Like they weren't like, it was just move, match is done. Caught her out of nowhere. It's just like crazy how badly Tony Khan, I wrote, it's crazy how badly Tony Khan books women's wrestling. And he's even said it in interviews. Women's wrestling just doesn't draw. He doesn't like women's wrestling. He doesn't book it. You know, it's terrible.
And like, you really put Hayter over to me, and this is like one of the first times I'm seeing her, so it's just all like, damn, dog.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I wrote in my notes, I'm thinking about making a no outcast rule because it's just like,
and I wrote, dude, like this is the worst women's division booking in all of wrestling. And like, didn't Sheeta just come back? Like, where the fuck's her? Like, what's going on, bro? Where are these people? Didn't
interfere, right?
Well, didn't Sheeta and Riho show up with lead pipes? Like, where are these people? You just they're in town. Let's book them. Oh no, they're in town from Japan. Let's book them. It'll be great.
Yeah, so Rhea's in town, so we're gonna fly her down. We're gonna pay for Rhea to have a plane ticket. She's gonna come down here with a lead pipe. We go back down. Rhea, you eat yet? There's catering here.
And I wrote and I
Uh,
wrote, dude, up next is the House of Black Open Challenge, which we'll get into it. And this wasn't promoted before the pay-per-view. And it's against a random team, which this was epic, but we'll get into this match in a second. But that couldn't have been on the pre-show, and then you just don't have the Hardy's Trios match, and then you give the Hater match 5 more minutes. It just really fucking upsets me, dude.
I don't know, man. I can't stand Storm, but regardless of my own personal bias here, um, it was I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I agree with what you said. They could have worked time out a lot better to where I know. I don't. What about the Elite? Did the Elite need 62 minutes to fucking
No,
firework fucking
no, and yeah, we'll get into that. So, like, as
take
I,
circle? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Like,
mm,
what? Why do Hater and Storm have to suffer so that the rest of these marks can get their shit over?
because
I don't.
Tony Khan doesn't value women's wrestling, and I'm not one of these guys like there should be more. Like, I get it, they don't draw as bigger ratings, and that's fine. But, bro, you're like WWE has compelling women's wrestling, Impact has compelling women's wrestling. You have no compelling women's, even ROH, bro, and that's his show. And it's like Athena's doing everything she can to just like try and keep shit going, and it's just so poorly booked. RJ City and Renee Paquette do a little DraftKings. Woo, Canada stand up. I love those
Oh
guys.
no, never, bro. My notes just say fuck this.
So continuing along the House of Black match, I've said what I've said about this and these rules, but their mystery opponent, the Acclaim, comes out. Thank God. The
Thank
Acclaim, top of the chain. So I bet you know their name. Getting all the fans entertained. The Acclaim, dude. These are like the only guys to ever get themselves over on like AEW Dark. And they used to run these music videos dissing their opponents and shit. And I wish you were watching then because you'd have been popping for this shit the whole time. But
yeah,
basically,
man.
Caster
This
just
guy,
bodies the House of Black, and
bro.
especially Buddy Matthews with the Dominic line.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn.
I want to point out the RuPaul's Drag Race bar that was fucking shot at Big Old Boy
Yeah.
and fucking yeah, man, the Dom Dom bar.
Yeah, I love it. And I love how like Acclaimed, they don't fucking back down. Like they take shots at like I love how Caster acts sus and makes punchlines dissing other people for being sus, you know?
Right.
Like he's
Yeah.
DL, but and he calls other people like they're DL, but like Bowens is an outright gay guy. So and then their whole shit's like scissor me. And then you have, but then he like they diss like when he comes out, his rhymes like they diss right wing politics and left wing politics, and they diss the woke shit, and they diss the
Yeah,
like the
man.
triggered fucking right conservative shit, you know. And like I love how they just like say they just bringing it back to like I love it, man. Anyways,
Like,
so this match was whatever for me, and it's shitty the Acclaimed have to lose. They should be the trios champions with it and get rid of these stupid dumb rules. And but yeah, whatever. House of Black wins. What'd you think?
yeah, man. So I'm gonna point out some funny commentary shit here, quick.
Yeah.
Obviously, fucking Tony was all like, "This is our first time ringside," and Excalibur was like second. So that was
Yeah. How
funny.
did you like their ringside announce booth? Does it make any difference to you or?
Yeah, no, not really, man. Other than like, I'm skipping ahead here, but like, I liked how fucking Don was running away and shit from Kenny. Man, yeah, I'm not even like, I'm gonna sound like such a mark, bro, but like hearing Don on commentary made me want to like message you, like, Doug, you think you want to watch the New Japan and review that sometime? But it's like, oh man,
Dude,
we don't need it.
I love Don Callis on commentary and just his whole little shtick. I love it.
Yeah, man, Tony reminded me a lot of like Kevin. I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Anyways,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back to the match, Doug. Yeah, man. Commentary was really driving home that Bowens was injured like the whole time. Like just wrestling psychology shit, man. This was fucking like the way they worked the hot tag for Billy Gunn, like the whole match. Just good shit, man. Like I don't know, like earlier on in that FTR match and shit, it was like there was like that hot tag and like the crowd didn't care. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Hmm.
just because like it lacks the psychology, which was fucked. You know what I'm saying? That an FTR versus Jeff Jarrett match was lacking some psychology, but that match was kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much nailed it all right there, I think. Up next, we had Jade versus Taya for the TBS title. So on the last episode of the show, episode
That
10,
had
I believe, whatever the fuck we're on. Jade, I said that Jade Cargill is going to drop the TBS title. The TBS title is going to stay with Taya. And I said Chris Statlander is going to interfere or get involved somehow because I was hearing she was like ready, she was like healed up, you know. Anyways, and I said Jade Cargill puts CM Punk over on Twitter and outside of AEW television,
he fucked
and
up.
so they're going to send her to the Collision show, and they're going to keep the TBS title on TBS, obviously, and it's either going to go on Taya or it's going to go on, like, you know, someone who's like one of the Young Bucks friends, which is what happened. So let's go through this here. Jade versus Taya. I wrote yes. Jade's
Let's start with just the entrance, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wrote Jade's entrance was crazy. Like, I loved it. I was like,
Like,
I love
here's
that
how
AEW springs money for this type of shit more
that's what I was gonna
often.
say.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they can talk Tony into buying. And you know, all it was fucking Jade walked up to Tony, and Tony was all like, "Hey, I got an idea," and he was like, "Oh, go
Yeah.
ahead."
I don't know. I love Jade, man, and I like this. I like this. I
No,
like this
I'm
entrance,
not
whatever, you
shitting
know.
on it.
Yeah.
It's cool that she's like bringing her people in and getting them over, but like, okay, let's just realistically break this down. How much is one plane ticket? You know what I'm saying? And you
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh yeah. You're right. And then in hotels, you know, Tony's like putting them all in hotels and shit. Um,
it is just crazy what this guy will pay
and
for.
then Taya had some people in her entrance. They were like dancing. They looked like strippers or something. I'm not sure what was
Yeah,
going on
man.
there.
Yeah. I has money, bro. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
love Taya too, though, and her entrance was like, "Oh, cool dancers," you know. It's like Dalton Castle's boys or some shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was, but that was cool. But like, she's just money, dude. She's just dripping charisma. WWE fucked up letting her go,
For real,
big
man.
time. And
How about
AEW hasn't fucked her up yet, dude. They haven't fumbled Taya. To me, I'm enjoying it.
and I liked how they like let her like the like psychology with her having her finishing move and whatnot. Like all that's classic WCW shit. So it was cool to see that, man.
Yeah, and I
But yeah,
like
they haven't fumbled Taya yet is the keyword.
okay, 59-0. Jade goes 60-0. So the match was what it was. Jade ends up getting the win.
Yeah,
She
I
goes
like
60-0. Again, this is such 12-year-old booking. Like Goldberg went fucking 271-0 or something. It wasn't like a perfectly even number. And they didn't just shoehorn in, like, all of a sudden last week is when they start Jade is just calling out multiple challengers in one night. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get, like, come on, I'll take on two chicks in one night, and then they just shoehorn that into the pay per view. It's just like the Trish Becky thing. I was like, yo, out of nowhere, and all in one night, they have the missing posters and the music tees, and then Becky's there. You got to
well, yeah,
space it out. It's like the Jade thing. Have her taking multiple challengers, like, a bunch of weeks in a row, man. You have it, you just stuff it in one night, and then all of a sudden on the pay-per-view, she does the same thing. I predicted it. Statlander comes back. I popped. I like Chris Statlander, man.
oh,
But
oh
but
god.
she's friends with the best friends, and they're friends with the Bucks, and so you know that's why I predicted it. She took the TBS title off Jade. She's going to Wednesday nights, and Jade Cargill, who likes Punk, you're going
Well,
to Collision. Bye bye. So at least one of my favorite wrestlers, because Jade is one of my favorite women wrestlers in the world, and at least she's going to be on my new favorite show in the world, AEW Collision. Yeah.
yeah, I can already see the clip fucking image you make for this. We predicted this title change.
Exactly. And predicted Chris Statlander, mind you, and
Well,
predicted what's going to happen with Jade. And I wrote, Jade is going to Collision because she likes Punk and she does good business. Pow.
so my notes were, why do I watch this shit? What's that? What is it? Bro, what? Okay. So you have to think, bro. Like me, just obviously you know, but for our first time listeners right here, for this being like my second time seeing Jade Cargill, it was all like, wow. So my second viewing of her is her jabbing out the fucking one of the fucking Cucamonga kids friends. Jesus, man.
Oh, come on. You don't like Stat, though?
I don't like the goofy alien girl. No.
But her shit is like, before she got hurt again, her whole thing
Yeah,
was
I just
like,
know. I'm so I to be fair, I'm just basing it off of last time I watched.
I'm just letting you know. Before she got hurt the last time, she she switched up her shit and she wasn't from the Andromeda galaxy. She was like fucking a serious person and wearing all black and like I'm
Good,
serious now. I'm not an alien, you know?
good. Glad to hear, bro. Is she still tag teaming with Orange Cassidy and
Probably.
Blackpool?
It's probably why she won the belt and is going to be on Dynamite, bro. It's because that, like I just said it, she's friends with the best friends. She was in their group, and the best friends are friends with the other best brothers, the best friends.
Well, I'll give her one viewing. You know what I'm saying? And if she starts any stupid, goofy crap, I'm skipping the match.
Okay, fair enough. And the other thing with her is that an account that I know you love on Twitter called AEW Botches or whatever,
I
one of the
may or may not be following, and they may or may not be following me.
AEW Botches was putting Statlander over because while she was injured, she sat on her front porch of like her house and was playing the flute. And she was playing You Think Heaven is a Place on Earth. And they were like, she's one of us. She knows. Like, and everyone in those replies were like, dude, we always loved Statlander. She's always been great. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
that's
see
really
it.
all you need to do to get over with us. Like it's that quick.
Yeah, man.
Just got a quick pop. My God, dog, I'm ready to dive back into some Jim Cornette. Let me tell you.
So the four pillars, the main, the
Oh man,
what was
Fillers,
gonna be the main event, but
you were wrong to talk about this match, dog.
I was just I couldn't wait for this to be over with as like leading into it, but I knew that this match was gonna be like really like I was gonna pop for a bunch of shit. I knew it because like all like we said it a billion times on the show, the work is great. It's like everyone's good workers. We're not talking about that. It's like the other things. It's like the storyline booking things, and the choices. So everyone's entrances other than MJF's were a beyond cringe. That's what I wrote.
It was
Um,
funny. Taz was giggling at Darby's, just breaking character.
it was just so badly done. Like it could have been Tarantino-ish, and he just fucked it on that.
Well,
But I
just
like that he came out in the Elvis costume. It's like I like that. That like I was like, I popped. And I like that they give Darby freedom to do those little things. The only thing is that they all came out for this match like this was WrestleMania, and it just, bro, there
yeah.
was no one in that arena. I'm sorry, like it just felt like a fucking like I don't know. It feels like I've
I
seen a
keep saying,
thousand bigger events than this one in the last month. So
hey man, isn't it crazy? I haven't really been shitting on AEW that much, but they have definitely based off the ratings and these pictures we're seeing. You saw that Orange Cassidy picture I sent you, right?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, where it's like half the crowd and he's holding up his belt, and it's
Yeah.
just like half the arena's missing.
Yeah, man. And like I'm not
But okay,
disparaging
hold on,
those
hold on.
people. Like I'd go to AEW shows. I
Yeah,
am
to save
going to AEW shows this summer, but it's just like
my God, I don't want to.
and then all these entrances, like what were you trying to do? Are you guys WWE or are you the alternative? Are you sports entertainment or are you not? That's
They're
all.
not sure what they are.
Yeah. So, anyways, congrats, Ty and Sammy, though. Congrats to them. They're having a baby. Um,
It
and
was
I
maybe Sammy.
and I wrote this is my first note. This match was phenomenal. I just can't stop watching. A lot of great spots. I hate how in AEW we'll get that's for the finish. So, what are your thoughts on the match? I know you got good notes, and then when we get to the finish, I
Yeah.
got some stuff I got to say here.
I love that MJF entrance with like the throne and like just the girls grabbing at him, and he just didn't give a shit about him. He was no selling the ladies.
He should have been the only one to get his entrance like that. I don't know why everyone got one like that. It
No,
just was
you
so
know
cringe.
why? No, you know why? It's just
Well,
fucking.
yeah, because they all asked, and Tony was like, "This is it'll be great."
Yeah, we were great. I haven't ate yet, guys. But you think we'll get the girls out there, and then after the girls are done, we'll come back here, and I still won't eat. Yeah, man. So, as far as the match itself, so as far as like the three of the four pillars here. So I'm speaking of Darby, um, Jungle Boy, and Sammy here. Those three had a lot of spots worked out together that MJF wasn't involved in. It kind of reminded me of the Rey Mysterio, Edge, and AJ thing. It seems to be a like a, I guess, a theme going on in current day wrestling. It's
Yeah.
3-man spot throughout the match, and then later on you saw MJF was worked into some of these and whatnot.
Right. And I think that also plays into the psychology of MJF. Like he's like, I'm gonna stay out of this shit and pick my
right,
spot, you know? Yeah.
right, because I'm smarter than all of you. Darby had some pretty sick cannonballs. I'll say that he was really hurling himself at these motherfuckers.
Oh,
Not exactly smart. Um, MJF called the crowd worthless. Yes, the neckbeards are fucking worthless. That's just my opinion. Continue. I really like I packed for the crossroads. That was very smart heat,
yeah.
because like, oh my
Yeah.
god damn. And then fucking, I don't know, man. There was really great chain wrestling between Sammy and MJF. I want to say that much. Like you don't really see a lot of that in AEW. So like it was cool to see like tactical, thought out chain wrestling. And then yeah, man. I like the ending. The ending was fucking just classic wrestling MJF shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as me following this shit the past 4 weeks, it's like MJF was constantly talking shit to Darby about fucking. Well, I'm gonna do that move to you, bud. Gonna do that move to you, bud. And you know how he ended the move, the fucking match, doing that move to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I loved it.
I don't know, bro. Yeah,
So
you were kind of shitting on him, and I thought it was like one of the better ones as far as like the lead up. So I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it, bro.
yeah, man. And I just wanted to say though, I hate how in AEW the fatal four ways are no DQ, just like WWE. Why? Why doesn't MJF just grab a chair and start smashing everyone right off the rip?
Right.
Make rules like be different than WWE. Make rules where if someone DQs in a multi-man match, like a triple threat or four-way, they disqualify themselves from that match and they got to leave now. And the other three keep fighting or the other two keep fighting. They are going like this was a great awesome match though, and we knew MJF was going to retain. And he always has cool and memorable finishes.
Yeah.
Always. You remember all of his matches. He has one match every few months and you remember it. It's great. Up next.
And so like that was the thing about old school wrestling is like you would watch the fucking pay-per-view and then you would have to get the magazine to fucking remember this one match. You know what I'm saying? And all you did was remember the finish and just how epic it was, man. It wasn't like, oh, this viral moment, and then next week another viral moment. That's how it's supposed to be. It's me dwelling on this MJF ending for a few.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I couldn't agree with that more. So up next we have the main event of the evening.
Yeah.
Anarchy in the arena.
Oh my god. Now I take back my yeah.
And
Oh god. I don't know how many more you're gonna get out of me of these.
I want to just like watch this with you. Like, I really do. Because it's just, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
we'll do
not
it for
even gonna, I know you got spots in mind. You're gonna go off on certain things. I'm gonna keep it very brief, my part on this. Listen, for what it was, this match, it popped me a few times. The music playing throughout. I thought the guy came out in blackface, first off. So that tripped me the fuck out. Um, they're just redoing some shit they did before with the music playing throughout the whole fucking time. But then where Jericho like hits the sound guy, but this time the band just keeps playing and playing and playing.
yeah,
Which was
bro.
fine, but it was just like, no, you can't just they're rehashing. Like that'd be cool if you did it 10 years after it happened, maybe, and you're like paying homage to some shit that happened in your company's history. Like WWE will do shit like that, but this wasn't that. This was like, bro, you guys are 4 years old. Like, stop marking for yourselves already. Stop it. Like you're already marking out. How much longer until AEW has a Hall of Fame? Next year? Like
For sure.
for real. So I'm not gonna get into spot by spot. Maybe I'll jump in while you're doing, because I know you wrote some down. I'm glad you finally got to see the Matt Jackson where he does the Northern Lights, like the Benoit.
You're glad I saw that.
Yes, bro. Yes, for that right there, because it makes me
Bro.
smile to see how angry you get. The years it takes off your life witnessing things.
Oh, for
Like,
real, they say each cigarette takes 7 minutes off your life. Each
yeah.
Cucamonga Kids match takes 10 minutes.
Oh shit.
I don't know how many more of these I got in me, but I'm getting kind
Yeah,
of
but the
old.
difference there, hey, the Bucks still get the edge on the cigarettes. I'll tell you why. Because some people can smoke 10, 20, 30
Black.
cigarettes a day. Ain't nobody watching that many Young Bucks match in a fucking day.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Hold on, who's the bald guy? Their guy that records all their TV show shit.
Oh, Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, man, he's watching that many Young Bucks matches.
Yeah, for
So
sure, dude.
yeah,
Uh,
and hold on, bro. So I'm gonna come out and just say this. When the Young Bucks super kick those guys, that's the coolest the Young Bucks have ever been, and that's the coolest they ever will be. They'll never have that much coolness ever again, bro.
okay, you go through this match. Tell me each and every thought you have, and then we'll go through the finish.
Man, Mox's leap off that table in the start onto Kenny, that was the worst leap I've ever seen in my life. And it's just, man, and like, okay, I get like Mox is bleeding it, right? Because like I don't want to say he was drunk, but I don't know, man. He's just a fucking if he's not intoxicated, he's just so like gone and just fucking I don't know, man.
He's rolling right now, man. He's in a flow state. He's in a
Yeah,
flow
okay, yeah,
state.
yeah. For sure.
He's on another level. He's the pinnacle. He is the elite of wrestling. He is pro wrestling, man.
And then Taz was all like, Mox is bleeding. It was like obviously Mox is bleeding Taz. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know, man. The poker chip and the barbed wire was kind of fucking cool, other than Kenny and Max spending fucking 10 minutes out of it. It's okay, bro. This was the thing, is it was really hard to follow a lot of this shit. And like I was talking to you off, I just like I wish we could see like that show you showed me of like Tony behind the scenes. If we could
Oh,
back there going, okay, switch it to here. Now go over this Cesaro. Now go over here. Now put it on the Bucks. Do it over here. Oh, this is real great. I haven't ate yet, guys, but put the camera over there. And it's just like, come on. Do they need more time? Oh my god, bro. I don't know, man.
the water? That was great. I need a soda water. Please cut the camera.
Yeah. Oh, Cesaro, another fucker back there. All right, just put them side by side. Do it. We'll put them side by side. I don't know why we weren't just doing this the whole time. All right, here we go. It'll be real great. Soda water. I don't know, man.
I can't wait till we get to the loaded booth. Just keep going, keep going.
Like that's what they called it.
I know you guys can't see this, but I'm fucking rolling and trying to mute myself from just hysterically laughing while Hairline reads through his fucking notes, man. I got tears, man. It's too good.
Oh God, man. I was saying Don was really great, bro. When I heard Don, like I was saying, it borderline made me want to ask you if you wanted to watch the New Japan.
Does he
I
still
got it.
commentate for them though? I'm not sure if he still does.
I don't think he does, man. But just like hearing Don doing heel shit and like Kenny and just like it made me.
I would go back and review for our Patreon like Kenny Omega's matches with Okada or something like that, just to.
You fucking Mark. Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not. Yeah, no. Honestly, I'm not against it.
You're the one telling me to watch New Japan. The fuck are you talking about? Wearing a fucking Darkness Club shirt, you fucking Mark.
They don't need to know that shit. Jesus. Fuck.
I'm wearing the King, bro. Biggie Smalls.
Oh man. Well, arguably both the King.
Oh God. Okay, continue with your match notes.
Hey, hold on, dude. Evil brought fucking. God damn, I'm sorry. Evil brought a fucking breath of fresh air to the fucking Bullet Club, man. Because like a lot of it. Okay, that era, bro. Like, I'm not against the fucking Jay White shit. Obviously, I'm a huge Jay White fan. It's just Jay White and Evil were two opposites, man. It was like Jay White was like kind of like a Shawn Michaels, to where fucking Evil's like an Undertaker, and it's just I don't know, man. That's when like the end of New Japan being really good, in my opinion. Sorry, Marks. Anyways, back into this match though, man.
How dare you?
What?
How dare you call anyone Marks and you're fucking telling me Evil is Undertaker? Marking out over a fucking era of New Japan that people were saying is one of the worst ever.
What? Bro, oh my god, dude. Evil versus Naito in that baseball stadium, that was like the best match that year. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Man.
no, New Japan's always been good shit, other than the way they made their title when they unified the belts and made it look like a fucking WWE cartoon
Yeah.
belt. I hate that shit.
I like how we can't get through this fucking anarchy match
Oh,
without.
dude, it's yeah. Okay, sorry. You go through. You keep going through.
Yeah, man. So fucking. Uh, I guess we're at the boot. Let's talk about the
Let's
boot.
just talk about the boot, yeah, and the thumbtacks and
Fucking
everything else.
Cucamonga kid got fucking slammed in the back of that truck. You know what I'm saying? And then Cesaro makes his way back. And then here comes Road Warrior Buck making his way down to the ring, limping. And then on some fucking GCW Joey Janela shit, he super kicks him with a loaded fucking boot. It was just.
And I mean, when you saw this, what did you?
Oh, so you want to know what I wrote down in my notes?
Yes,
I'm
I want to just hear you, dude. I'm just sitting here
never
laughing and enjoying this.
watching an elite match ever again.
No elite rule back in effect.
That exists, bro.
And it's funny because he gave y'all a fucking chance too. He gave y'all a chance. He gave you like a fair shake. You even said before the pay-per-view on the last episode, you were like, I'm not watching this match. I'm skipping it. And you fucking
Yep.
watched it. And now you're like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. So
Well, okay, so like let's say some positive things about this match now. Thank you, Cesario. Claudio, my bad. Thank you, Claudio. Um, for doing that fucking the spot with the fucking thumbtacks on the Road Warrior Buck. That was sweet, bro. All the thumbtacks going up into the air and whatnot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was kind of cool just to watch the elite get fucking beat up and whatnot.
Yeah, get shit kicked. And then let's get into the finish. So
Well, hold on, I got one more thing. I want
okay,
to say,
one more thing.
yeah, I was actually popping really hard over Daniel Bryan, man, because this was my first
Yeah.
time seeing Daniel Bryan since WWE, and like just watching him run around and do his thing, man, is a fucking. I don't know, man. AEW marks don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Bryan's too good for this shit.
Fuck,
So,
man. And you're popping over this. You should have seen him versus Kenny. You should have seen him versus fucking. They went to a time limit draw when he first came in. He had a
but yeah,
lot of
man,
great. Yeah.
he's our generation's GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unargued.
I'm just sad that, well, like that just shows how good Daniel Bryan is too. You're like, dude, I enjoyed him in this match.
Yeah, I just started out, bro, watching him do his thing, man. Because once again, like he's the GOAT.
So Kenny hits the inevitably gets the one winged angel off, the most protected finisher. I think he hits it on Yuta.
Yeah, Don comes into the ring.
Yeah, and you think it's over for sure because Yuta's the fall guy. And I was like, oh yeah, Elite's winning this for sure. And then Takeshita, and what was like a pretty good move, but Takeshita, like, why are you turning him heel now when everybody fucking loves him as this guy that I know.
I don't know who that is.
Konosuke Takeshita. He's really good. Trust me. I told you you'd like Yuya, you'd like Takeshita, but the problem is that all of a sudden they're just turning him heel and he's going to be with Blackpool Combat Club. I guess this might be a good move for him, but to be associated with those guys because the way he can go, but he was sort of this like over fucking baby face that like I don't know, man. He like he was getting naturally over. Why would they like change that in any way? I'm not too sure. But and either way though, what
I don't know, man. It's definitely time to take Blackpool fucking Boombabot Club in a new direction. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man, the Bumba Clock Club is like I don't even know if he'll join them, but the whole thing is that Callus and is at least going to be managing Takeshita for a while.
Right. Yeah,
And
man. He's not sure if he's in the group or what's going on. So,
yeah, and his time with Kenny has run its course, right? Like Callus can help other people more than he can help Kenny at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Kenny doesn't really need him. Yeah, I guess we'll see, man. I don't know if like Callus with this guy is gonna necessarily. I don't know if Callus is like the manager of the Boomba Clock Club. That will be entertaining, but
yeah, I think that it's going to be Kenny versus Takeshita with Don Callis, and that's like the next feud, and they're going to try and get the like Takeshita's the next fucking Okada, like that's kind of how people look at him, you know. So yeah, in Dave Meltzer stars, Double or Nothing.
Oh my god, it gets 1 star because of the acclaim.
Yeah, dude.
Trash, bro.
Overall, this was a
Awful.
fucking mess. And then seeing the people cope on Twitter
Yeah, tell me about that. This will be
The
good.
Lil Bros.
The little bros with their
Yeah,
action figures.
yeah, the Lil Bros just coping. I had a good time laughing with friends. It was a fun, exciting time. I don't care about things like attendance. And meanwhile, literally every tweet ever put out in the universe, this Lil
Uh,
Bros under there
oh,
fucking tweeting the numbers and the data and the Meltzers, that little factoids. And it's just these people are fucking, and it's not saying you have to hate AEW. That's not what we're saying. But you guys domestically, okay. Do you guys remember when Impact Wrestling, I think it was still called TNA, it might have been called Impact or
yeah,
maybe Global Force
back
Wrestling. Do you remember when they would sell a fuckload of tickets out in fucking the UK and shit? And when they do tours out there and then they'd come back and they weren't selling pay-per-views and weren't selling tickets? Could that be the same thing happening in AEW? I think it could be. So it's time to get
Yeah.
objective, stop smoking the copium.